Yeah, you know what I mean? Gosh. All right, let's get this in here. We got to get these off of there. Hail to the victors. There you go. I honored my bet today.
You did. It was glorious.
It was glorious.
You know, you can just hold on to that sweatshirt for next year.
Oh, yeah. Yucky, yuck, yuck, yuck.
Yuck it up, buddy.
I'll tell you what, one thing that I know for sure is the 20 years of winning that I did. I tell you what, I was not nearly as hard on any of the Michigan fans that I know as they were on me the last couple of days. But that's all right. These are the types of things that we remember.
You know what? I've changed my mind. I don't want your Buckeye stank on my sweatshirt.
Hail to the victors. There they are. Right there. Interesting. Going out there, share this. NFC North open mic. We're about ready to get this thing started. Started.
I like toros.
I can put it up on my story.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about these Green Bay Packers, my friend. I'm worried. Look at it. They got the easiest schedule of everyone in the division. Detroit's got the hardest road, but we knew this, right? When we looked at the schedule, we knew this, that the hardest part of our schedule was at the front, and for the other teams in the division, it was at the front also. So we knew this. At the end of the season, this last 6 games were going to be like this. We didn't
like
expect
what?
Denver, where we've all got a pretty easy cakewalk to the end if we all take care of business. We got to cannibalize each other a little bit. But look at these teams, these out-of-division teams that all of us have. I mean, we got the hardest with Dallas. I mean, Minnesota gets lucky with Joe Burrow being out, but they get Vegas, Joe Burrow-less, Green Bay. Green Bay gets Carolina, Chicago, and the Giants. We knew, but when we looked at the schedule, that it was going to be this way. Chicago gets Arizona and Atlanta. We didn't know Cleveland was going to be without a quarterback. I mean, it's just this division. All 4 teams could make a push here at the end. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, but the Lions and the Vikings are in control of their own destinies, which is, I think that's important, and that's okay to say that as we go through these things. I'm going to start this.
Green Bay has 1 game at Minnesota and a home game against Chicago, and the rest is, they get Kansas City, but other than that, I'm just saying it's easy for this division. Oh, Monday night.
I'm going to throw the link in there right now.
Where you at, Packer fans? I'm ready to take my medicine. Yeah, we ran you down all week, maybe all year. You get your Thanksgiving revenge.
We'll see. We'll see if they want to come in. I don't know if I want to give them that yet. They all want to come in and run down the morning show. And this is their opportunity.
They did, yeah.
Let's see. Here's your opportunity. Do I want to let you on my morning show? Not if you don't come here.
I'm not going to watch the comments, Russ. I'm just going to have you throw them up, okay?
All right, I got it. We got Jeremy B's in the backstage already, so we
rocking that Hendon Hooker jersey. I told him in the back chat he's very brave to walk around Flint with a shirt that says Hooker on it.
There you go, brother.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NFC North Open Mic Night. 'Tis I, Main Event Mike, your host and your ringmaster, master of ceremonies, joined as always by the producer, Mr. Russell Wayne. How are you, Russ?
I've been better.
Yeah,
I've been better.
Tough week for you, my friend.
At least you guys got the split. All my Michigan friends got the kind of like split in their mind for the weekend, but not me. I took a beating. I took a beating all weekend. We won't spend too much time on that, but that's kind of a roast post in itself right there for me.
Yeah, like, tough weekend to be a Buckeye and Lion fan, that's for sure.
Do you want to bring on Jeremy before or after we take care of these roast posts?
Let's do the roast posts like we always do first. Then we'll bring Jeremy B in because we like his analysis so much on actual football stuff, not this corny stuff that we do called roast post. Okay, here we go. This one is not a roast post. Next.
Oh, sorry about that.
This one, don't know who it's by, but it's from the Detroit Lions fans. Whoa, wait, what's that? Hey, Paul Merkel. Was that Paul Merkel? We are not rooting for the Bears to win tonight. The Bears, of course, playing the Minnesota Vikings tonight. We are rooting for the Vikings to lose because we could never root for the Bears, actually. I actually am rooting for the Bears. Next.
There you go.
I found Paul Merkel, guys.
There he is. There he is. Glad that you can make a part of our show today.
This one's from Paul Crippen, who says, which NFC North fan base is the most annoying, sensitive, and whiny, and why is it the Packers?
Oh, come on now.
Couldn't agree more.
Now. Oh, come on, really?
This official from Fox Sports, Ryan Day, clogged the visitor locker room toilets with upset stomach and the runs.
Yeah, I don't know what he was taking.
There's some old toilets at the big house. This one you need to explain to me. I need you to explain this one.
The Lions were reaching. We're the best team in the North, but here come the Minnesota Vikings to tell them that they're actually the best team. Oh, but here's the Green Bay Packers to hug all three of them. And Pack moved 5 and 6.
Pack moved to 5 and 6. Can you go back for a minute and look at the look on the Packer guys or the other two guys' face where the Packers hugging them?
It is kind of awkward right there. You know,
that's a weird one, but I like it. Pack moved to 5 and 6.
There's going to be there'll be a cluster in there if these Bears upset the Vikings tonight. That's going to make everything weird. There you go.
This one's from the Tom Novans Corporation. Tom Novans Corporation. No roast post goes unaudited. Classic Packer fan. I said Facker pan. Packer fan logic at its finest. Packers wouldn't have won if Quentin Johnson could catch. Well, they don't want to hear that. But the Lions wouldn't have won if Kadarius Toney could catch. Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay. That one sets better. Yeah. That one sets better.
Brett Sully. Hey, Lion fans, your fraud team just had their kneecap blown off by the Packers.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
I love Dan Anderson's comment here. Sorry, can't hear you up here at 8-3 and still in first. Better be careful with that one, buddy. Per ESPN Analytics, the Packers now have a 43% chance to make the playoffs. And if they beat Kansas City, I bet that goes up exponentially.
Yep, that, and I didn't know if that was kind of a roast post in itself. I mean, there you go.
This one here, I feel like we are personally being roasted by this post, Russ. As everyone knows, we've had a running count going since week 18 of last year of how long it's been since the Packers, like the day after we beat them in Lambeau last year, we started the counter, we started the timer, and we mentioned it all year long. And of course, that glorious streak of 795 days has come to an end.
Yeah.
And I love this, Kevin Walker. Just your daily reminder that it's been 61 days since the Lions have beaten the Packers. Touche, my friend. Next.
Touche.
This is from Robert Major, who's a major tool. Lions are not the kings of the North yet. Vikings are still the defending NFC North champs. The Lions collapse is coming. You know, Robert, I was right there with you until that last sentence. You're absolutely right. The Vikings are the champs. And you want the belt, you got to beat the champ. And you haven't done that yet. So you're right. The Vikings are still the reigning division champs. All props and flowers to them for that. The Lions collapse is coming. There were so many people predicting the demise of this team when we were 4-1. Now we're 8-3, and it's that whole narrative is just gaining momentum that the Lions are going to collapse. Let's hope it isn't true.
Yep. And there you go. That we're rooting for the Bears. I think even the Packer fans are rooting for the Bear because they're at 5-6 and they want to climb past those teams too. And right now the Vikings are like the head of the bad teams. All of the middle of the pack teams that are in the middle, like they're in the head right now. And if the Bears or the Packers want any chance, here you go. Passing on some positive Packer vibes. Everybody's rooting for the Bears tonight by default.
True. Remember, folks, never bet more than you can afford to lose. Never reach for losses, and set limits when it comes to gambling. Unless you're Dan Campbell. Dan Gamble. He's got a gambling problem, folks.
I know when to hold him.
1 for 5 on 4th down. I think he needs to call this number. Next.
Know when to walk away.
This one comes from Detroit Jesus. Damn, the Ravens just struggled with the Chargers. That must mean they're frauds, huh? And this one is from John Dorn. Lions got whooped by a team that's talented and improved. Nothing more. Lions got whooped by a team that's talented and improved. Nothing more to it. Get used to it. Green Bay is young, and this is only the beginning of the Lions' misery for many years to come when they play Green Bay. God, I just feel dumber reading that.
Well, I mean, John is a seasonal poster, and since they won, and he comes out, and now he gets to talk all the smacks. He has no accountability for when we truck stick them. I never even got a hello or a, oh wow, you guys really beat our ass. You didn't give us any of that respect in week 4, so okay, you beat us, but we're gonna allow you. There you go, John Dorn. There you go.
David Conway, like 2 weeks ago, I posted I bet $500 the Vikings would win the division. And if I won, $5,000. Most people laughed at me. I said the Lions would choke. I'm feeling more confident every week. One pride, one fail. Restore the roar. Epic meltdown coming. Honolulu never has beens.
I love it. I love that he says that and he reposted it after his team just lost to the Broncos, right? And his confidence is even more now because they lost their last game. Awesome.
He bet $500 that the Vikings will win the division. He'll get $5,000 if he wins. Look, man, I'm going to be honest. If the Lions do collapse and don't win this division, I hope you win that $5,000. Nothing says balls are in my purse like a joint Facebook account. This one comes from John and JoJo. I'm not sure which one. 56 days since the Detroit Lions. Detroit, really? Last beat Green Bay. They are now 0-1 since then. They are going to try and bring up the pass. But how did that help them yesterday? That is the dumbest post ever.
They're trying, man. I'm trying to give them their day. I'm sorry. The crying post. Okay, now we're crying.
Where's that little girl when you need her?
I mean, that's it. So I'm sorry it wasn't better. Their trash talk was better last year.
It was fine.
It was okay. They did okay.
It was fine. It was
okay. Okay. All right. That's cool.
Speaking of trash, let's bring Jeremy into the show.
Oh, wow, was that trash talking gold, or did I just read short bus posts?
Short bus. What's that?
Short bus posts, the ones that the kids rode for the mentally challenged.
Is that this one right there?
Yeah, I like that one. Because if 3 days ago it was 56 days, then the other guy can't count. One of them can't count. Because one of them
Right.
said 61 days today. The other one said 56 days three days ago. Which one's right? We don't know because we're not retarded enough to go back and count it.
No.
And I mean, and
Sorry,
I
I
get,
can't help it.
if they want to bring that, that's fine. I like that. I like that from
But
Mike's
somebody's math
perspective.
is wrong.
But the thing was last year, I remember having a conversation with Mike about we wanted to, to do this count thing, and Mike thought it was important that we were on a 3-game winning streak before we started this counting thing. And here these guys are, like, the day after the win, they're already counting this stuff. It's cute, guys. It's really, really cute. It just lets us know that we're in your heads now.
That's right.
But
it's the NFC North Open Mike. It's Eating Crow edition. And our guest right now is Woody Bear Down. He's from the Hallis Hall Report. He's a podcaster. Hey, Woody, how's it going there in Pennsylvania?
Well, it's cold, nice and cold. I wish I had the snow like you.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Said no one ever.
Says me ever. I'll take the snow over the heat any day and twice on Sunday.
Oh, not me. Well, hey, you're looking for a big Bears win tonight against Minnesota?
Yeah, but
playoffs.
I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think the Bears win tonight?
Whoa!
No, I don't. I picked the Vikings to win 21-16.
But Josh Dobbs isn't all that. Look at how good they looked against Detroit, and then they get a bye week. You don't seem confident.
By the way, let's call Josh by his birth name. His real first name is Robert Dobbs. I think Bob Dobbs sounds so much cooler.
And he's a trained astronaut. You can't fight that.
Yeah, okay, it's the astronaut.
All right. Our other guest today is Jeremy Ballreich. He's a writer for the South Florida Tribune. I love that piece you wrote on the Packers beating the Lions. That was brutally honest, but a nice piece. Jeremy, how are you tonight?
A little better. I stopped coughing up feathers this morning. So, from the crow I ate. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a Packers fan out there, jump on. Let's give it to us, man. Believe me, when we beat you, I'm going to give it to you. So I'm ready to take my medicine tonight. I see you're sporting that Hooker jersey.
Hey, and you know what? If the Lions remain in first place throughout the whole season, we need to post every single one of those. What's his name from Goodfellas? The one that passed.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah, the Ray Liotta laughing things, pointing to all of them.
Yeah, if we go wire to wire.
They're talking shit now, and we're still got a 2.5 game lead over the next closest one, 3.5 over the Packers, 5.5 over the Bears.
But as I look at these schedules, Jeremy,
the
Lions have the toughest.
We control our own destiny.
What?
We control our own destiny.
You control your own. Yeah, we have a nice lead. We have 6 games left. We've got to win at least 4 of them to stay ahead of the Joneses. The Green Bay has the easiest slate. Once they get past Kansas City, they have the Giants,
but they won't.
Bucks, the Panthers. Oh, hey, speaking of Panthers, welcome to the show, Will Vogel. How are you, Will? He's a Panther fan. Your head coach got fired today. Your assistant head coach got fired today. How are you feeling about your team today?
It's definitely a rebuilding year. That's what I expected all year, especially with playoffs. Quarterback, a young running back, primarily young receiving core besides Adam Thielen. But you know what? I liked Reich, but the thing was, he was more of a coordinator than a head coach in my eyes, because I knew you could tell the firing was imminent because he got his play calling duties revoked, given back, revoked, given back, revoked. So it was bound to happen. Deuce Staley, I feel bad for the dude. I like the dude. The guy coached the Lions running backs. He's a good running backs coach. And then you got McCown, who's a good mind with young quarterbacks. So he could be up for an offensive coordinator job eventually, hopefully. Mm-hmm. And then, and Tepper's very stingy. He doesn't like, I remember in his press conference, he says, I will not stand for mediocrity, which we were, but he's also he needs to learn that this team was in the middle of a rebuild phase, and we can't all be 17-0. Was I expecting us to be
right?
horrible?
So doesn't this firing of these coaches set your franchise back now? Now you're going to have to get another coach and start from scratch.
Exactly. And you know what? I was under the proponent, and I think a lot of Panthers were. We should never have fired Steve Wilkes. Everyone loved him as a defensive coordinator. When he took over the job, people were ecstatic. They said, this guy can coach this team to wins. Yes, he's more defensive minded, but he had a winning record as a coach.
And he was an interim coach before, and they loved him there too. Will, quick question. There's a rumor going around that Frank Reich was upset with the owner, that he wanted CJ Stroud, and the owner insisted that it would be Bryce Young. Do you know if there's any truth to that?
I wouldn't know. I would have to read more into it, but I would be on the side of Frank Reich, honestly, because like I've said on Jeremy's shows, and I was on his pre-draft shows, I liked Stroud better. Just even though Bryce won the Heisman, I liked the frame, the body, the height, the arm strength of Stroud. And yes, he would have probably played better. And Bryce,
you actually said that on this program, Will. You actually said that
on this program too.
Yes, you did.
I would have loved Stroud. Honestly, my friends are like, "Oh, you should have given Bryce a chance." I said, "Guys, you can look at me on podcasts way back, and I wanted Stroud to begin with."
Have they announced who's going to be the interim coach yet?
They have. I think it's one of our coordinators.
Is it Jim Caldwell?
Remember his name.
Okay, Jeremy, you have some information on this?
It is their special teams coach. I can't remember his name, but the offensive coordinator going forward is Jim Caldwell. So guess what's going to end up happening? Because we've seen Jim Caldwell led offenses as offensive coordinator. Your running backs will get 15 to 20 touches, and then you'll never go to them again.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. It's actually the old special teams coach from the Bears, Chris Tabor.
That's who's going to be the interim coach in Carolina.
And you
guys want to hear a fun fact I heard today? I think, if I'm not wrong, Frank Reich is the first guy to get fired back-to-back seasons.
Yep.
And the thing is that that's bad for us, because what always happens when a coach gets fired and they bring an intern in, they start winning games.
Yeah.
We can't have Carolina winning games. The other hand is, I was thinking about this when I heard about Frank. When I was
as a Bears fan, you want Carolina to lose all of them for that draft pick. I love it. Go ahead, Woody. Sorry.
When Frank Reich got fired, and we don't know what's going on in Eberflus. Say if we lose, when we lose and we fire Getsky, will Eberflus hire Frank Reich as an offensive coordinator for us? I don't know. Who knows with this league, what's going on? But that could be an idea.
I'm not going to lie. I thought that was going to happen immediately. I was like, I wonder if Poles is on the phone trying to get right. Because if he gets right, he'll fire Getsy today.
Well, Jeremy, start interviewing him. You have the power. Let's go.
I've got one more thing before.
Go ahead, Will.
I've got one more thing before I go back to work. I just wanted to tune in. I expected our defense to be pretty darn good this year because of Frankie Louvu's development. And you got Jeremy Chin and Brian Burst. The defense wasn't the problem. Okay, so a little bit, maybe not all of it, but it was more of the offense than the defense by far.
So you like the D?
I think there's room for improvement.
I caught that.
There's more improvement on the defense that needs to be made. But
we're going to buy the
kneecap
off.
What do I like better? I choose the defense because you got veteran leadership with Yetur Gross-Matos, you got Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin.
Yeah, you got a lot over there.
Xavier. You got veterans on that team.
Hey, Russ, make a note. Make a note for me. Will likes the D.
The offense.
Jeez.
And he took it right on the chin with that one.
He took it on the chin.
On the Jeremy Chin.
The guys on the offense are probably like Hayden Hurst and like Adam Thielen. And the rest is young guys in their first to fifth year in the NFL.
All right, this is an NFC North show. Thanks for the update from the NFC South. Get back to work, Will. Thanks for being on the show.
Love you guys.
All right, man.
The program.
Take care. Good luck with the D.
That's great. Mike said that with a serious face. That's the best.
I know. And I said, what was funny when he finally got it and he laughed. He actually went
Oh no!
right
Come
on the
on
chin.
now.
Hey, Jeremy, kudos, man. That kid's come a long way. I like that kid a lot.
Yeah, but he does ramble. I've been working on
A
that.
little bit. We gotta put a little ramble. Let's stop on the ramble there a little bit. Other than that, he's coming along really, really nice.
He has.
At
That's
least,
all
at least
right.
he's
I'm
not
proud of him.
pretending. At least he's not pretending what team he's a fan of anymore.
Just don't have him watch Ken Doby.
God.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh, yeah, I think that's where he learned the rambling. Is
Lord,
I
I was
That's the other
born a
day.
rambling man.
Ken is great. He's got some really good takes too. In fact, his last take is currently airing on Netflix in a 4-part series.
Yeah.
It's called Dante Pettis, a reliable wide
I
receiver.
think that they got something going on here in like 7:45. They're going to be doing their show. I don't know if they.
Who is?
I thought that they said that there was a pregame thing going on.
The Hallis Hall going on at 7:45 tonight. Is that true, Woody?
Yeah, I wasn't noticed about it. And
Oh!
I'm the star of the show.
For sure.
Well, just so
Hi, Woody.
Hey, we'll let you take over this program right here because we all air it on the same stuff anyway. So this may end up being NFC North open mic over to Hallis Hall just because of the Monday Night Football game, which is a special a division game tonight. Oh, this is so beautiful. What a great week of football. Look at that.
It's like going from the dump truck to the landfill.
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean,
look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Like I said yesterday on the show, Vikings, like I said, me, Russell, we can say this. At the beginning of the year, we had Vikings last place in the league. Their defense
Absolutely.
sucked. And it is impressive. I think the Vikings are 4-1 without Justin Jefferson. That's where it's impressive.
Yeah. Must have been him.
Yeah.
Must have been the problem.
I actually recanted that when they were 1-4 at some point in time because we come on here and we do the PFF stuff every Tuesday. Yeah. And one thing we kept on noticing was that even though the Vikings kept on losing those games at the beginning of the season, their offensive line was balling out and they had guys that were performing good on offense and defense. And it's like, this team's going to start winning games. Yeah. And you know, they got hot. I admitted I was wrong on that. I mean,
Flores is doing a great job with that defense, even though we thought it was going to be mediocre. So
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Who said that even though they lost a lot of defensive talent, the way he coaches this defense was going to start humming mid-season?
Was that Dan Patrick?
He doesn't come on this show.
Was it
Rob Haspel?
Scott Van Pelt?
No, Rob Haspel, Scott Van Pelt. He don't come on here often enough either to say that.
No, Rob will be coming on when they start winning games. Let me tell you.
Well, he hasn't yet. And
Well,
they've been winning how long?
Jeremy, let's talk about this loss on Thanksgiving for a minute.
The loss on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, Jordan Love, 22 of 32, 268 yards, 3 touchdowns, a passer rating of 125.5, his best game as a pro. Have we seen a turning point here for Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers?
Well, think about this. He's had, 3 games above 100 and 3 games below 80. So you don't know week to week which Jordan Love you're going to get. Maybe that's what he's learning. He's still a new starter. He's going to have good games. He's going to have bad games.
Which should lead you to an easy out to give me an answer to the question. Was this game a turning point like perhaps the Buffalo game was for us last year? We went on an 8 out of 10 run from that point on. Do you think this Thanksgiving game could be a jump-off point for these Green Bay Packers to get hot? When you look at their schedule, it's laughable.
Well, our turning point last year was the Dallas Cowboys game when we got housed.
No.
Yeah, because we won 3 games and we thought we were going to beat the Bills and we lost, and then we lost another game later.
Coming out of the Thanksgiving game, we won 5 out of 6 games.
Right, I understand
That's
that.
when we
but
got
we won
hot.
we won 2 or 3 before that too.
No, we were 1 and 6.
I agree with you, Mike, on the Thanksgiving game. That was that was a turning point at least then. Yeah.
We were 1
Yeah,
and
but
6.
that was week 12. 1 and 6. We had a turnaround before that.
Week
That's what
12
I'm saying.
was the Dallas game.
No. Dallas game was like week 8, week 9.
Just answer the question. Do you think that Thursday will be a turning point for the Green Bay Packers season?
No.
Yes or no? No. Okay. So if that's the case, Here's the rest of their games, Jeremy. Tell me wins and losses. Home against Kansas City.
Loss.
At the Giants.
The way they're playing lately, they've won 2 at home. They could win.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so you've got them losing those 2. Okay. Tampa Bay at home.
With them being at home, they should beat Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is no good on the road.
At Carolina.
They'll win.
Okay. At Minnesota.
That's a toss-up game. I can't pick that right now because both
in this scenario is a gun to your head.
In this one, for our purposes,
no. For just give me who you think will win. This isn't
tie.
Hard, Jeremy.
Tie
and a tie. You fucker. All right, last game. They are at home in Lambeau against the Bears.
They win.
They win. So you got them going 3-2-1.
Yes.
We're going to give that 1 as a loss. So you got them going 3-3. So that'll have them finishing 8 games in the win column and out of the playoffs. So that definitively answers the question. No, this will not be a turning point game for the Green Bay Packers. Woody, same question. By the way, Woody, is your last name Swirsky?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What? It's a Saturday Night Live. Same question to you. Green Bay down the stretch, 6 games left. What do you think?
They go. I'm thinking they'll go 4-2.
4-2 down the stretch. They've got 5, so that'll give them 9 and on the bubble of the playoffs.
Right.
So you also do not think that this is a turning point game for them. Russell Wilson, Wayne. Give me your call on that. Will the Packers launch from this Thanksgiving Day victory into a playoff team?
You have hair, Russell.
No. I am there, and the short answer is no. Do you give me can I explain why?
Sure.
Or okay, and it's not because I think it's a turning point for them as a whole thing, but them making it into the playoffs, they're in that little war zone where I think Chicago, Minnesota, and Green Bay are all like trying to vie for the same thing to be that second team, and I think that they're just going to stand in the middle of a room and punch each other in the face, and they'll win some, lose some. I think it's a 4-2, 3-3 type of situation myself.
Okay, so Woody's got 4-2. Jeremy's got 3-3. I just can't see them. Maybe they could lose at Minnesota. Maybe Chicago can upset them at home. But the Giants, the Bucks, the Panthers, that's 3 wins for Jordan Love and the Packers. I got to like their chances. They're at least going to be on that bubble to become a playoff team.
So you're like 5-1.
Possibly 5-1. I mean, Kansas City, they do get to play Kansas City in Lambeau, so they could win that game. Go ahead, Jeremy.
We played the Cowboys in week 7.
Last year. Right. So we won at 6. So so that was the turning point. But Buffalo, we lost. Okay.
I understand. I'm just saying.
Even though we lost, that was the turning point. The team called that as a turning point in their season, when they felt like even though they lost, they were in with the best and they hung in there. And they almost won that game, and that's when they went on a tear. So week 7 was the Cowboys?
Yeah. And week 8 was the Miami Dolphins when we had the 30 to whatever score, and we were up by 20 points and ended up losing.
Yeah, it was a heartbreaker.
Or 27 to we were up 27-3 and lost 31-27. But after that, we won 3 in a row, which was the Packers, the Bears, and Giants. Then we had the close loss versus the Bills, and then we won 3 more and lost to the Panthers, and then won the next 2.
I remember after the Bills game, I remember we came on and I was like, we're going to win 6 in a row. I don't care, Mike. I remember that was a show right after the Bills game where I called 6 in a row. We ended up going 5-1, but I knew that we were better than what they were showing. I could tell that we were getting better,
So Woody, you predicted earlier. I asked you, and you predicted. Well, maybe this was Bear Down Mike. My little note here. I just drew a mustache.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about Buffalo anymore after the loss after last night. They should have won. But go ahead.
At Minnesota tonight. You're still in the playoff hunt, by the way. At 3 wins. Is that
Mike,
funny?
I love you, man.
Is that funny that the Bears are in the playoff hunt? They're not mathematically eliminated.
They
could win out all 6 games and finish with 9 wins and be in the conversation, guys.
My goodness.
I don't think
guess I'm the only
Eberflus
realistic.
I don't think Eberflus is going to. You're talking about firing Luke Getzey, getting Frank Reich as a coordinator. I think Eberflus is gone if you guys don't win
like I
4
said,
of these games.
The bad thing about firing Eberflus now is that we're going to need a head coach and a defensive coordinator.
And if the reports I read are true, you're going to need a GM too.
No, that's a rumor.
I don't believe that.
That'll be the most stupidest move if they fire Poles. There's no way.
I don't believe that. I saw that too, Jeremy, and I don't believe it.
No. I understand. I'm just saying it was a report that was out there.
Right, and Ryan Poles
it was a Chicago beat writer.
He's not the president.
Jeremy, did you write that?
Nope.
Okay, just want to know.
Justin Fields looked pretty good in that last game playing run to pass. So, I mean, I'm excited to watch and see what he does tonight against that Vikings defense.
I just hope they have the like last week, the Fields to Moore connection a couple times tonight, but I just don't. The last time we played Minnesota at home, the first play of the game, they ran that defensive scheme. Justin Fields was sacked. I have a feeling they're going to run those same defensive schemes again, and we're screwed.
All right. Please welcome to the program, Bears analyst Ken Doby. Welcome to the program, Ken.
Analyst. Jesus.
What's up, Woody?
What's up?
I'm sorry. I meant analyst.
Yeah. There we go. I knew you were being smart.
Ken, do you like the D too?
What do you think of the D, Ken?
You like our defense is getting better.
He
likes the D.
Well, you like the D, Woody. We know you love the D.
Absolutely.
This wasn't.
Ken Doby, tell me what you expect to see from your team tonight. Bears, Vikings, this is a big one. And, man, all the Lions fans are rooting for the Bears tonight.
Well, I kind of figured you would because it's got playoff implications that, implicates you. Honestly, it depends on which Bears team shows up. If it's a Getzey offense that's been properly planned and prepped, I expect a very good game. If it's a Getzey offense that shows up the last time, Justin Fields is going to be running for his life all night. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. I think the defense is much better than when we saw him last time, but missing Stevenson tonight's going to hurt. Offensively, it comes down to what is Getzey doing as a coordinator. Is he putting a trash scheme out there, or is he throwing a scheme out there like we saw against you? Like, I mean,
was Tyreek Stevenson suspended?
No, he's injured.
Okay, I know that he was flagged for a flagrant foul.
No, he came up on the injury report Saturday. He's out. Woody's favorite lineman Borum is out.
Yeah, he's my favorite. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
We're gonna let Jay in. Let Jay in. We don't even know what team he represents.
Yeah, the other thing.
Just say he can.
Yeah, Jay, you can. It's the open mic, brother. Bring it on.
Ken,
real quick. I'm sorry, Woody. Ken, real quick then. So, if they play like they did in Detroit, do you think they win tonight?
No, because like they did in Detroit, they didn't play the last half of the fourth quarter. Now, if they play like they did the first 3 quarters, yeah, because here's the difference with what's going on in Minnesota. They're having success. Their defense is playing great, but they have a quarterback that while he's won a few games, he throws some balls around that, well, I wouldn't expect a high school quarterback to do. I mean, the Denver game, I mean, they should have had 3 or 4 more picks. You put pressure on him, he will throw some Hail Mary, just loft it up there and hope someone from his team gets it or nobody gets it kind of balls. Forget a gunslinger. This guy's just to throw the rock up in the air and hope it comes down. Pray for it, guy.
Which quarterback you talking about?
Jada
Dobbs.
Keesum.
Jada Pinkett. You got anything to add to that, Jeremy?
I actually hope you play the whole game like you started against Detroit.
Yeah.
Because the other thing you guys did was you took the foot off our necks on defense. You stopped blitzing after midway through the third quarter, which changed the whole shift of your game. You guys were applying pressure in the first half. You were stopping the run at the line. You were doing all sorts of things right in that first half. and you stopped about midway through the third quarter, and I started to see the chink in the armor, and it's, you know what it reminded me of? A Marty Morningwig led Lions team.
You called that immediately, too. You did. You called it
And
Marty
this is-
Ball. And so, Ken, hold on, guys. So, Ken, last thing here. I need you to make a prediction for me. It is Minnesota -3. What do you like on the betting side?
If the Bears have played the first 3 quarters, showed up, forget the -2. The Bears are actually will win by at least a 7-point margin.
You heard it, guys. Ken Dobie says bet the Bears in the money line. Please welcome to the show, Jake Way.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Jake Way. Hey, Jake, how are you? What team do you represent, Jay?
So I'm a lifelong Lions fan. I grew up in Romulus, Michigan. I'm living in Duluth, Minnesota now, so I'm a transplant. But I've loved them my entire life. So
I'm gonna buy the kneecap off.
You're like my buddy
Even
Chris
trans are welcome here, Jay. So you're living in Viking country, rooting for the Lions, man. I mean, like you feel like a genius in a room full of like cornfield full of dummies or something. Probably I mean, do you have to listen to these Vikings talk every day at work about their team?
So the worst thing about it is not only where I live is Duluth, Minnesota borders Superior, Wisconsin. So I'm surrounded by cheeseheads and Vikings. So it's like the worst of both.
So you're surrounded by cottage cheese.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the program, Jay. That was a pretty disheartening loss on Thanksgiving, don't you think? You still like this team's chances?
I do. Just given the fact that, I don't know why their track record has been so hellacious on Thanksgiving, but like growing up, that was always my Super Bowl because like forever and a day, like, we just had no shot. So it's like, all right, if we're going to see anyone win, we want to see it on Thanksgiving.
We're going to buy the kneecap
I legit thought this year, like, all right, we're going to break that streak. I just think they went into that game assuming that they were going to kick the shit out of the Packers because of all the injuries and everything else, and then it just did not go their way.
So Jay, which team do you hate worse, the Packers or the Vikings?
So I hate the Pack. I used to root for the Packers because my grandfather was a lifelong Packer fan, but as soon as he passed away, like any kind of allegiance I had to them kind of went with them. So it's if I had to rank my NFC North teams, that's obviously Lions first, and then just because I've been living in Minnesota now for over 20 years, it'd probably be the Vikings, and then the Bears, and then the Packers.
Yeah. Did you see the Netflix quarterback series?
I did not. No.
Oh, so I mean, Kirk Cousins seems like a super, super nice guy. They just absolutely love him there, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and he is a legit, like, solid human being, in my opinion. Just anything I've ever seen out of him, he just seems like a real good guy.
I have to agree. Go ahead, Jeremy.
So with the new season of quarterback that's coming out, did you see who's being represented of the Lions? And no, it's not Jared Goff.
Is it Amon-Ra St. Brown?
It is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
But he's not a quarterback.
They couldn't get a quarterback that wanted to do it, so now they're just going to leave it as the quarterback series because it's directed by Peyton Manning, and it'll be whoever they can take from each team.
That's funny because I know they asked Fields, and Fields turned it down.
Really?
He's so good. That's why.
I'm sure he did.
I think Fields turned it down because he's afraid it might show how bad he is off the field as well as on.
Right, they have to show game highlights. They have to show game highlights on that show. I wouldn't want to go on there.
It's easy to see why they went to Fields.
It's my quarterback.
After all the, last year with all the rushing, the runs, it was easy to see why I went for him.
I'll be here all week.
If anyone hasn't watched quarterbacks, I mean, that quarterback show, it was a hell of a good show. And it's hard not to like Kirk Cousins after watching the season.
You know who I lost respect for watching that show? Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
The way he quit on Atlanta, just because he got hurt and they pulled him as a starter and they said, hey, we're going to run it with Ritter the rest of the year. He said, screw it. I'm not even going to go back. He went.
I agree. That was a bullshit move, wasn't it? I mean, and then he's got a pretty hot wife, so I'm like, I kind of get it. Why would I be here
going to Hawaii and making the wife happy?
Kneecap off.
In season, support your team.
So Jay, you asked if it's open mic night. Did you have something to say? Did you want to run a Packer fan into the ground? We would love that.
No, I mean, as much as I would like to, no, man. I just like wanted to come in because I've been watching you guys' streams here the last couple months, and I've just appreciated kind of all the good banter back and forth, and the NFC North fans getting together and just kind of talking shit about each other's teams when the opportunity strikes. It just seems like a cool little brotherhood across the internet. I've enjoyed watching it. It's kind of given me a little bit more passion in watching the Lions this year, just because they've been doing so well. So, I appreciate what you guys are doing, and
well,
it's awesome.
very glad to have you, sir. Very glad to have you.
If you want to learn how to shit talk, come to me. I'll teach you.
Well, I know how. I just I didn't have anything in the chamber. So
if you're watching out there, please go over to our YouTube. It's at Main Event 365. That's MANE, like Lions Main, at Main Event 365. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're approaching 600 subscribers, which is pretty paltry. We're kicking ass on Facebook, but we've kind of been neglecting this. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And don't forget, every weekday morning at 11 a.m., it's Football Talk with Russell Wayne. I'm on there as well, but I'm a lot kinder and gentler than I am on this show. He keeps me on a leash. We have some really good discussions in the morning. That's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every weekday, it's Football Talk with Russell Wayne. All right. So tonight we are running out of time, and it's we got a game on tonight, so we're going to cut this short. We got a division game tonight. Bears and Minnesota Vikings. My last one take I wanted to get in while I was asking you guys questions was, I do believe that this Thanksgiving win was a turning point for the Green Bay Packers. It looks like the game has slowed down for Jordan Love. I'm not going to say I'm worried, but I'm a little worried. The kid looked good when he took the 5-step drop. He looked smooth as silk. He was throwing some nice sidearm, off platform. Everything the kid did turned to gold. It seemed like the Lions seemed to shut him down in the second half a bit, but you got to like what you see from the kid. He sat on the bench for 3 years, learned the system, trust the process. That's what all the Packer fans told me, and we laughed at him, we ridiculed him, and it looks like it might be coming to fruition. As I look at the schedule for the Green Bay Packers, even if they lose to Kansas City, they have 5 very winnable games down the stretch, and that puts them in the playoffs. I hope from here on out, as much as I hate the Packers, I hope they make it to the playoffs, and I hope they have to play the Lions, because nothing would give me more joy than to play that team again. And I firmly believe if there were 2 minutes added to the clock on Thanksgiving, the Lions would have won that game. They came out in the first quarter and swarmed us. Absolutely, we could not breathe. They smothered us. We kept turning the ball over, putting points on the board for them, 20-6 at the end of the first quarter. If you take that out, the game was a hell of a lot closer, and I would love to see them a third time. I don't care what field it's on, and that's my take on it. Congratulations to the Packers and their fans. Your quarterback looked pretty good, and I hope we see you in the postseason. Jeremy, you got anything to add to that?
It is very apropos that I am wearing a Hendon Hooker jersey because of the presser today with Dan Campbell. Later this week, Hendon Hooker will be activated from the NFI list and able to return and practice with the team.
Can you turn around and prove that your shirt actually says Hooker on the back?
Does that work? Does it get it?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Well, I saw the R.
If you've ever been to Flint, Michigan, where Jeremy lives, he's a very brave man to wear that shirt around the streets. Let me tell you.
Hey,
Woody,
I'm 5'11" and 230 pounds. I'm not scared.
And he runs a 4.9 40.
Probably 5'4" now. I'm a little sick, a little
5'4". Woody, I need to get your prediction like I did from Ken. Your team is a 3-point underdog. How should I put my money on this game tonight?
The Vikings, 21-16.
So that's 4 points. So you're saying take the Vikings and lay the points.
Absolutely.
All right.
Hail to the king, baby.
Split down the middle. And if you are interested in betting, you should know that Russell Wayne picked 8 out of 12 correctly last week with the point spreads.
Did he pick Michigan?
He did not take Michigan. Okay. But if you missed the morning show today, he had to wear Wolverines gear. He honored his bet. All morning he was wearing Wolverines gear. It was glorious. Go ahead, Ken.
Hey Mike, going from last Monday's show, they are who we thought they are.
But they are who we thought they were.
Yep. Thank you very much, Russell, because That was my first thought after watching the game on Thursday. And the Packers, give them credit, they learned from what the Bears did to you a few days earlier, and they applied it to you early. They just did what we could not do, which was play a whole complete game, and they beat you.
So
And
you think the Lions are frauds?
And going forward, I mean, look at 3 games in a row, your defense has now been exposed by 2 teams that are sub 500, that are sub 500 football clubs.
Are you saying the Lions are frauds?
Now.
Are you saying they're frauds?
Talking starts.
what I'm saying to you, Mike, is this: you guys are good. You should be happy. You're what, 8-2, 8-3, whatever.
8-3.
Your defense, though, and your team, the last 3 game times has gone on the field, has gotten torched in one degree or another. And against a Philadelphia or San Francisco, forget about it. I think you're cooked. So this is the wake-up call. This is the wake-up call. And if Detroit does not heed the warning of the last 3 games, your playoff scenario could be one and done.
Playoffs? So, yeah,
That's
but you said Denny Green. You quoted Denny Green. They are who we thought they were.
That was against
us. And you know
us.
what's great? The Bears went to the Super Bowl that season. So, hey.
So, in other words, I feel like you're calling the Lions fraudulent.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, to a degree.
Oh, man.
You think we're frauds. Your quarterback couldn't hit water from a boat, and you think we're frauds.
Well, the boat was docked.
Hey, Mike, look at your last, just objectively, look at your last 3 games, and your defense has gotten.
Oh, you mean those 3 games where we won 2 of them?
And you lost to the Packers.
And we lost to the Packers
at home,
who destroyed you in week 1.
The moon was at
but one of those touchdowns was defensive.
The point I'm making is you need to look at the last 3 games. Teams have figured out the Lions to a degree. Now, either your coaching staff will react to that and fix those issues, or when you're playing the really good teams in this league, you will lose.
Okay. Do you think we lose at New Orleans?
Oh, nah. They're rough.
They're right. You know what? New Orleans, I think you should beat New Orleans. That's a game you should win.
Okay, and
that's your boy, though, the quarterback, Derek Carr.
The following game will be in that parking lot you call Soldier Field. Do you think the Lions will lose in Soldier Field?
Just because I like you, Mike, yeah, I think you do lose in Soldier Field.
Oh, my Lord.
Okay. All right. That's as far as I'm going to go right there with it.
Because, look, you guys are good, and you deserve to have the record you have. But you're at that point in the season where teams like Green Bay, Chicago, who are progressively getting better, are starting to figure some things out. And teams have had the tape now of your Lions from the second half of last season through now. And the adjustments have been made. And they look at even Luke Getsy, who I don't like as an OC, schemed you brilliantly for the first 3 quarters before they took their foot off your neck.
So
if he
can I ask a question?
You lose that game.
Hold on, you just put the Russell Wayne signal in the sky. Go ahead, Russ.
I keep on hearing people say this. They don't make adjustments thing. So the Bears jump out. We don't.
We don't.
What I'm saying is that the Lions don't make adjustments. Like the defense don't make adjustments. And here, 2 weeks in a row, the teams jumped out to leads on us, scored 20 plus points, and the rest of the game 9. And you're telling me that the defense didn't make adjustments. It's like we got to remember to look at the correct things when you're talking about wins and losses. And in this game, they turned the ball over 4 times. I don't know too many teams that can come back from 4 turnovers.
Russell, let's talk about that, making corrections. The Bears made the incorrect correction at the end of your game when they decided to abandon the offensive game plan. They had been working the whole game to try to run the ball up the middle and then throw a bomb with you only having 1 timeout left and no time in the clock. Then on defense, they decided to go away from what worked against you for the entire game in the last 5 minutes to basically go to a prevent offense against what I will agree is one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL. The Bears made the incorrect change in that game. But I'm not talking about the in-game at halftime changes. I'm talking about your defensive scheme overall. It's obvious that coaches and teams are figuring out, if you look at the Chargers game, look at the Bears game, and look at the Packers game, your defense, which shut people down pretty well the first part of the season, is now giving up yards and points like it's candy.
early.
And I don't care if Mike Fisher wants to call me a homer for it, because he obviously doesn't know shit about football, but your scheme is being figured out by teams, and you need to correct it.
All right.
So, sure, they need to play better because they just lost the last game that they played. But to say that they're not making in-game adjustments and that they obviously
I never said
did
that.
make in-game adjustments. Hey, I mean, really, what the last 3 games have proven to me is that they can get jumped out on. That teams can come out with a scripted plan, and all 3 of the teams, the last 3 teams, went straight down the field and scored on the first possession.
Yeah.
Get better on the first possession, because that's given up 2/3 of your yardage output for the entire game that the defense is getting blamed for the entire game. So don't turn the ball over, and you would have won all 3 of these games you just played by multiple touchdowns.
Let's look at the top 4 teams right now in the NFC, right? Detroit, Dallas, San Fran, and the Sheagles.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. No.
Of those other 3 that aren't the Lions, how many of those teams you realistically say the Lions today could beat?
Everyone.
I say they can't beat
all of them.
I think they could beat all of them.
I know they could beat Philly.
All of them.
We could beat every one of those teams.
You can beat all of them.
Last year we were beating Dallas at halftime.
Right,
Last year we were beating Dallas at halftime. Our team is better this year. Last year we lost to Philly, took them right to the end, lost by 3.
That was last year.
Our team is better this year. So none of those teams scare me. Philly got beat by the Jets, for God's sake.
All 4 of those teams, the Bears could also beat too. This is the NFL. This is the NFL where all the players are freaking good.
Russell, I love
even
you
the
for saying that, but nah.
And it matters what team's getting hot. It matters what team's got home field. All those things could work out for the Lions, and you could see the Lions in the Super Bowl. I think they're the only team in this division that have a chance to make it to the Super Bowl.
You know what Woody sounds like to me? What Woody sounds like to me? He sounds like Sarah did the week before the Vikings went on a 4-game winning streak.
Right.
About his Bears right now. He's like, he sounded exactly like Sarah did right before they went on a 4-game winning streak. And about 3 weeks into that 4-game winning streak, then Sarah came in with some smack talking. Like, whoa, yeah, take that. I don't know if the Bears have a young team. And when you have a young team, you can get players that get it. Oh, shit. It slows down for them. All of a sudden, they start, feeling it. It's kind of like what Jahmyr Gibbs did over the last couple of weeks. Well, all of a sudden, the game starts slowing down. We're
gonna watch this game, so I'm gonna sign off now, guys. Hey, thanks to Jay, our new panelist coming on, and Woody and Ken. Thanks, our resident Bear fans. Good luck to the Bears tonight. For Russell Wayne, I'm Main Event Mike. God bless each and every one of you. Peace out.
See you guys.
All right. It's going to be a good game tonight.
Yeah,
Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part. Hey, Bear Down Mike's back. He wants to get into this is what we call the backstage. The backstage. What's up, Bear Down Mike?
What's up, guys?
Show's over, but we're in the after party segment right here.
Oh, I just missed it. I just got home from dinner with the family.
Oh, you good, man? We're still live, but this is we're behind the pictures talking right now.
I'm jumping off. Good. Have a great night, gentlemen.
See ya.
See you in the morning, Mike. I try not to make it too weird for I always like to stand a little bit afterwards right here, because for one, if you're watching and you're not watching on YouTube, I would like you to leave that platform and go over to the link that I just threw into the comments and go over and like that video on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we're trying to build that thing up. Big game tonight.
Yeah, let's hope Justin can put the game together.
I was just telling Woody, because he's been pretty down on the Bears this year, and he's like what you would call the realistic Bear fan. And and I said, you sound a lot like Sarah did the week right before the Vikings went on a 4-game winning streak. And it's like, you guys can put it together. Eberflus didn't really act like he had lost the locker room. He's a conservative coach.
Very conservative.
I know that you feel that he cost you that game.
Yes.
And,
He's cost us 2 games.
And it's really because Campbell, a lot of people think that Campbell cost the Lions a game for being the opposite of what Eberflus was way, way, way too aggressive. And I can agree with that to some point. And it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, he's aggressive, but look what you guys are at. You guys are 8-3. You're top of the NFC at all. You're at the top. So, I guess fake punt? Does that ruin your season? No.
No, and that's
so you guys are fine.
I believe in that.
You guys had a uh-oh moment. Let your guard down. You got kicked in the mouth. Shit, we've been kicked. You guys definitely know what it feels like to get kicked in the mouth. Hell, we're going through it for 2 years straight now.
But I'll tell you what, it actually makes me feel good because I really feel like we're getting teams' best. We're getting their best. Like, you're coming in because you really want to beat the Lions, and I take that as a compliment because that was some of the best that I've seen the Packers play all year, and I've watched all their games. Right, I've looked at them. And I'm watching Malik Heath make contested catches with Brian Branch all over him. Like, watching Jordan Love make tight window throws, escape the pocket, like doing things that he hasn't been doing. And if you elevate somebody's game, I mean, if you want to put it all on the line and say they got exposed and this and that, I'll give credit where credit's due.
I always thought you guys' secondary, since with Gardner Johnson being out, that you guys are susceptible to that secondary again, like the deep ball Christian Watson or, Justin Fields throwing to DJ Moore. I was like, hey, you want to attack the Lions, you attack that secondary.
Right, but here's the thing. Like, if the Lions want to play, we finally figured out we have an identity for this team, and it's built around the offense. And the offense is built to score against the best team. Like, they can score against San Francisco, they can score against. That's how they're built. At least that's what the belief structure is. And if they're playing Lions football, then that means that they're jumping out to leads and they're able to use their defense to protect leads. And that's when they're playing their game, it's hard to beat them at that game. When they jump out, it's hard to come back on the Lions. You don't usually do.
Yeah.
They can run the football, they can grind it. And the thing is Justin Fields, when they came into that game, I saw him do things that I thought that he could do that he hasn't done.
Right.
Which is play their pass to running, right? Usually when he gets that wide open 7 yards, he's taking that 7 yards on the ground. He might put his shoulder down and turn it into an 11-yard gain. That's the old Justin Fields. Now,
yeah, it was nice to see him sliding.
But it was nice to see him go out of the pocket and then draw the linebacker up, dump it over to a playmaker, and let his playmakers be playmakers. If he can do that, even on an average level,
he'll be fine.
He's dangerous. He's dangerous with the playmakers.
Yeah, that first pass, that sidearm pass, last year or his first year, he would have just ran. No, he sidearms the throw to DJ Moore. And me and my buddies were talking, like, yeah, he would have, in his second year, he would have ran with it.
Right.
So it was nice to see him pass the ball.
This, to me, is a huge game for your season. And actually, I think that Eberflus is still coaching for his job.
Yes.
Right. And I think that you guys know that you let one get away from you last week. And I'll be rooting for you guys, just, for selfishly, having everybody in the second place hunt beating the shit out of each other is the best thing for the Lions right now. For you guys to knock off the Vikings, and then knowing that the Vikings have to play you guys and the Packers again, and knowing that the Packers got to play you guys and the Vikings, like, that actually works in our favor if you guys are slugged out. So I'll be rooting for you guys tonight, because I really want the NFC North to not be the laughing stock of the NFL. I don't want to just win a division and run away with it.
I don't think we're the laughing stock. I think that's the NFC South. I mean, Falcons leading by 6-5. Like, that's a sad division right there.
Maybe with the Panthers in there, but I don't think the Falcons, Saints, I don't think that those are really that bad of teams.
No.
They all play defense pretty good.
Yeah, they're the Saints. They're just a question where they're good and then they're bad. There's no consistency with them. I think with the Falcons, they have every intention of being good. I think they're being held by the coach.
Yeah, these are teams that I think that can ascend by the end of the season. And this is something that I was thinking that the Bears would do, and I thought that the Packers could do the same thing with their young team. I didn't think it would be the Vikings. I mean, I really didn't think that. I didn't think much of Quezzy at all. I really still don't. I feel like they're lucky, but I mean, what am I going to say? They've won their games. They're 6-5. They got a shot. They have the best shot in the North right now.
What am I going to say? They've won their games. They're 6-5. They got a shot.
I'm going to switch over to my laptop.
What am I going to say? They've won their games. They're 6-5.
What up, Ken?
What's up, Russell?
Are you about ready? What time's the game start? Is it already going?
We had time. I was going to do we were going to do a pregame, but you guys were still on, so I just rolled with you guys.
I'll pull off. I mean,
you're good. We're on the same pages. We'll just keep it as is, man. It works. All same fan base.
Bring it in. You guys can take it right over, man.
So, I was going to say that before Mike cut it off, but then I lost internet. So we're good with what we're doing. We're good, man. It's just me and you. Was waiting for Mike to come back.
I was just giving Justin Fields some props here, because I really thought I saw something in him in the last game that took me back to the Ohio State days when he was really playing. I saw him play a linebacker up, run out, threaten, run until the linebacker came up. He dumped it over his head, got a completion to Matt. And
so look to the last I don't know, 5 Fields games. All of them are good except for that Vikings game, and a lot of that, I hold to the game plan with him getting destroyed on the very first play from his blind side because they're not going to block a blitzer. Fields, the Bears aren't drafting a quarterback. Right? It's obvious to everyone but the people who want to do the clickbait on Facebook articles for all that they want us to click. They're not drafting Caleb Williams. We're not drafting anyone. We're not drafting a quarterback. Fields is going to be the guy. You're seeing the progression. You're seeing how much better he's playing. You know what scares me, Russell, is I don't like Luke Getsy right now as my OC. We've seen a couple games. We've seen a couple games where he got it right, or he got a big piece of it right. The Lions game, he got it right until the end when it's like, we'll stop what's been working all day and do this. The Washington game, he got it right. You look at the New Orleans game. We marched right down the field on the opening drive, put it in. this team is getting better. And what's scary is that it might be enough for both. Well, I think Eberflus is safe. I think Getsy might, unfortunately for me, get to keep his job. And the only coach the Bears will be looking for right now in the offseason is the defensive coordinator. I don't think Poles is looking at this. Has there been progression? I think we can all agree that there has been, and they can see the improvement across the board on this team. The defense is surpassed the offense, but he's about progression. And
you're in such a good spot. Come on, man. Like when you think about it, it's like you already know Carolina is probably going to give you the number 1 pick. So you're playing with house money here. Yeah. And the best thing that you could possibly happen is that Getsy would stay and that Justin Fields takes the next step and that you're using that number 1 pick on Marvin Harrison Jr. and you're completing your offense, knowing that your offense is already good.
Well, did you guys read that post by Albert Breer about Kevin Warren want to be more involved with the team instead of just doing the stadium and bringing in his own guys?
I think, and you guys have both heard me say this before, I think the only way there's a head coaching change in Chicago is if Harbaugh came out to the national media, said, "Hi, I just won a national championship with Michigan. I'm pulling a Jordan and leaving on top. Hey, Chicago, I'll be at Hallis Hall tomorrow." I think that's about the only way a change like that happens, to be honest with you. Poles is going nowhere. I don't think Poles going nowhere. So, what I read. Yeah, I think they're looking at, you got to look at like when the Cubs made their run up to the World Series, right? When Theo came in, he talked about process, multi-year, patience, build. Well, that's what Poles and Eberflus have talked, the same game. And as long as there's progression being seen, demonstrated progression. Is Fields playing better? Yes, he is. Is the defense playing better? Yes, he is. Is the offense in general playing better? Yes, they are. And it's by leaps and bounds versus the numbers from last year, which it is in some parts of it, like defensively especially. Then they keep their jobs and are given another year until there gets to be a breaking point where they have not grown enough or there's impatience. And I think that's what's going to happen with this Bears coaching staff. Now, conversely, with the Vikings, they seem to be more of a quandary to me right now because they are winning a team that we all thought would be worse. Sarah's going to get her wish and Cousins is going to be gone. Dobbs, though, scares the hell out of me as a Vikings fan because he throws some balls in the air that are just anybody's guess where they're going, who it's supposed to be, or what. He's very he's very interception prone in that regard. But they've got some talent there, and I don't know what Minnesota's going to do post this year because they're threatening. Well, and tonight will be a good bellwether for them because if they lose tonight, I think their playoff hopes could almost be dashed.
There you go. I don't know if you guys are ahead of me or not, but I got the NFL logo going on right now on the TV.
I got commercials for Zales, so
I have the Monday Night Football video.
Yeah, kickoffs in about 2 minutes. But I think that's where we're at with these two clubs respectively. And Russell, the Bears, I mean, I think you were, as a Lions fan last year, we aren't necessarily getting the W's, but dude, look at this run defense, top 5 run defense in the league. Last year it was the worst.
We're still missing an edge rusher. We still need an edge rusher. And honestly, Tremaine Edmonds hasn't been doing great, but he's not been bad. We paid him way too much. Sanborn does a better job than he does.
So I think you got to look at the three of them as a whole package, and all three of them are tackling machines. I think the edge rusher comes down to San Francisco to a degree, and this is another guy who's an impact with Detroit / Chicago / Green Bay / any team in the NFC who thinks they have a playoff hope. And that's going to be if Chase Young is available and the Niners can't re-sign him, right? Would you want to see Chase Young in Chicago? Would you want to see him in Detroit to be a final piece that puts you over your edge of your next?
You don't.
I don't want to just because of the injuries, and we don't have the depth
for that position to where
Well,
we'll
the
be
problem,
make
okay.
these
the problem
guys-
is the draft is a little short this year on edge. So when you look at what's out there in free agency, if he's a free agent, he is going to be the best free agent on the market as far as edge rushers.
You want to load up on this young talent that you got with these 2 first-round draft picks over the next 2 years, and you want to go boom, boom, like stack 2 draft classes to the fact where you can get rid of Edmonds and not pay him that good money and stack your rookie deals. Stack your rookie deals on top.
I mean,
I
we
think
still
this
got
year
Noah
you're looking
Sewell,
at
who
the
hasn't really
Bears.
seen the field.
I'm sorry, what was that, Mike?
We still have Noah Sewell, who hasn't really seen the field.
Yeah, I think the draft this year, and then I'll hit Sarah's comment there about Dobbs. I think our draft this year is we're going to be like everyone, the brother sister thinks it's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. So do I. And then we're going O-line, maybe a center
Adrian
or
Peterson.
something like that. And Sarah's saying here that Dobbs gives their offense a new element.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Open.
Than Kirk Cousins is. So he does give them a new element,
Kick off.
Sarah. You're right. But and Rob, I agree. I don't think Dobbs is the answer for you guys because he throws balls.
Oh,
up
Valus is. Oh, shit. Go, Valus.
He throws balls up that he shouldn't throw.
Ken Valus is on the field. Holy shit. I'm scared now.
So who's doing the horn? Oh, AP.
All right, so I'm ahead of you guys.
Yeah, you're probably
At least
ahead.
you.
Is Valus Jones going to be on the field? Oh, God.
Yeah. He got it. Yeah, it was good.
Well, no, Russell, I think the Bears, I mean, we're going to be in an interesting place. Oh, here we go. Here comes Devin for the game as he destroys our room on the way in. And Valus Jones, not a bad run back. But no, I think that's where we're at for next year, Russell. And this game tonight is going to be very telling as far as the coaching staff for Chicago. More so, I think, for Getsy than even.
Of course it would be. Wow.
But we'll be on Wednesday night on Hal's Hall Report, of course, to talk about everything that happens in tonight's game. Don't forget, everyone, if you're still watching, to join Russell in the morning at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, because he gets up so guard down early for us retired folks. I'm usually asleep. But hop on with him. Tomorrow we'll be talking post-game. It'll be tomorrow we are guaranteed there'll be an NFC North victory Tuesday because an NFC North team will win tonight.
There we go. Nice run.
Yep. And we'll be hitting the PFF. We're gonna go through all the PFF scores from the Green Bay Lions game and by the end of the show, usually they come out. We should have yours as well.
And Russell, I want to be interested to see what the scores are. I haven't looked at the scores for you guys yet.
If they don't come in like during that show tomorrow, then we'll definitely hit them on Wednesday.
I hope you understand what I was saying on earlier tonight about you guys and needing to make a scheme adjustment. I mean, you guys are sitting in the best place you've sat in 40 years. Would I like to see you guys win a playoff game? I would. But I think you guys need to make some changes, man. I think teams are figuring it out.
Well, I don't know. I don't subscribe to what you're talking about right there because there's a lot of young players on our team. So I think that Aaron Glenn is still figuring out, who's going to be the best or even like what the end scheme is going to be. Because I think he's trying a whole bunch of different stuff. I can give you some compelling evidence with my snap counts on the PFF. I'm going to get into that a little bit tomorrow on how he's trying out. He is looking for that edge rusher opposite of Aiden. And he keeps on trying different guys with a lot of snap counts over on that other side to seeing if somebody will step up,
And look, there could be one thing that I'm completely not seeing is that, look, you guys know you're going to be in the playoffs. Maybe he's tinkering with a few things to give different looks before you get to the playoffs. So then you can go back to whatever, because they don't want to show, we all know once you hit the playoffs, teams, they change up a little.
Playoffs?
You might be tinkering with some stuff in advance of that. That could be it too, but.
But when you hopped off, I was talking with Bear Down Mike about this. The Lions, their identity, when they're being the Lions, the identity that they've built is all the way through the offense. It is through the offensive line, $100 million offensive line, and they believe that they can put up 30 points on anybody if they're playing their best offense. The defense is there to put a stop on the run. So the Lions are built to play from ahead because of their offense. That's the way their defense is built. If they're playing Lions football, they're ahead, and they're a very tough team to come back on when they're running the football downhill on you, in the fourth quarter. That's the way they want to play.
Just letting you guys know, I'm the fan that claps a lot.
Hey, that's a question here, Mike. What are you thinking as now we're facing on a third down about Getsy's play calling today versus the last time we faced Minnesota?
So Getsy on scripted plays, the first drive is probably the best I've seen out of this Bears. It's just when it comes off script, it's like, here, pick and play. Here's Madden, pick and play, and let's run with it.
Hey, Ken, you got the show now. I'm turning the show over to you now. We're officially done. So we are now Hallis Hall Report. Officially, you mess with all that stuff. Good luck on your game tonight. I'm going to go check this thing out, man. All right?
Yeah, hey, if you want to stick around and watch it with us, I think that's what Mike and I are going to do is just, we don't have the game on the screen, but we can talk about the game as it goes. So you're more than welcome to stay, Russell, and watch it.
I got to tend to little ones for the very least. This is going to be a second half thing if I'm going to join you guys.
All right.
But,
Take care.
But all right, guys.
See ya.
All right. Just the fact that Fields didn't get blown up on the first play for the line of scrimmage to me was a big, tells me something that Getsy may have learned.
I'm sorry, what's that?
The fact that Fields didn't get blown up on the first play from scrimmage gives me a little hope.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how far. I think I'm ahead of you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm at 10 minutes and 14 seconds. You're coming up to the line, so you might be a little bit ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm a little ahead of you.
Yeah, so you have to don't pull a Woody.
No, I'm not going to say anything. But see, the thing is, I am going to celebrate, or you're going to be like, fuck. Then you know what's going to happen.
Another nice catch by DJ Moore. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, I'm gonna.
Oh shit!
Let me. I gotta go to the graph.
Nice. Way to fucking throw, Justin. You're gonna see in a little bit.
All right. Hey, I want to just look at my screen real quick. Devin. Oh, wait, you can't see it there. My son has joined us. All right, let's put the graphic back up so I don't have to watch us watching the game.
That was a great throw, Justin. Way to find.
Oh, nice. Extending the play. Nice. Are you talking about the where you just went outside and who did you hit there?
Go.
Roshan, yeah. I'm loving Roshan.
Wow. Justin is elite right now.
The play that he just completed, Roshan Johnson.
Yes.
And they're still replaying that on my TV. That just shows another reason why I don't think we're drafting a quarterback. You know what I mean?
Justin is so damn slippery. And because if that was any other quarterback, they would have been down.
Yeah, and they should have had
Besides
him again.
Lamar.
Oh, nice. Another first down.
Yeah. See, I don't think Herbert's our guy for running back.
My son says they're drafting Marvin Harrison as well. Is he like father, like son?
We need a great running back. Roshan's not there yet.
No, he's out. He's hurt.
No, Roshan's in.
One of them's hurt.
Deontay Foreman's out.
Yeah,
Our best
Deontay's
running
out.
back is out.
Yeah. I
That's
think Roshan's going to be the guy. It's just not yet.
No. I wouldn't take it. Since we're for the past 2 years we've been great at running the ball. Why don't we take a stab at a nice running back?
Well, no, I think we've got a nice. I mean, look, I like Herbert. I like our running back room as it is. I don't think we need to tweak it, honestly. I mean, if not, I would have gone for Bijan last year. But
right.
Roshan is going to be the guy. In fact, okay, he's coming in here on 2nd and 8. I think is Roshan next year. He's going to be the every down running back.
The other thing with Roshan is you're about to see he sucks at blocking. He's terrible.
Okay, yeah, that was a bad block. But
He's
I've also
terrible.
seen him make some really good blocks this season.
Get it?
Yeah, he got beat pretty good.
All right, so
do we still have? Hey Sarah, if you want to hop on, no stream, Justin. If Mike hops on, we'll get it because he's got the software for it. I don't. So right now we're just talking the game.
See, like, I hate the screen on that play. I hate it. Should have brought somebody coming in the flat to dump it off to.
Well, he had to get rid of it pretty quick. I like that. The one pause on it, at least it's a Cole Kmet.
Oh my God.
Something bad's going to happen, obviously.
Fuck.
Or that was the replay. I think it was designed to go to Kmet like that.
Yeah, it was designed to go to Kmet. Fuck.
Are you kidding me, Caro?
We're not gonna get on Cairo. He's been pretty clutch.
Yeah, you know what though? Devin and I watched the miss one in NOLA, and he had something with dome. Doesn't like a dome for some reason. Because you put it like Soldier Field's one of the hardest places in the league to kick, right?
Yes, because of the wind.
And he's great. And now you get like a 40-yarder, which for him should be a chip shot. And he, just like he did in the dome, he pushed it wide.
48 yards, and he's to the right. But it's Cairo. We're gonna give him a pass because he doesn't really fuck up.
Yeah.
Now we need our defense to do what we did to Detroit.
Yeah, that's what we need. Let me see if Mike. He must have had a work emergency because he hasn't responded to messages. So
I didn't realize he lives in Rockford.
Yep.
He's only like an hour and a half away from me. I'm gonna take a smoke break while it's on commercial.
Yep. Oh, I can't believe we missed that field goal. Well, incomplete. They calling that incomplete or are they calling that a catch? Wow. Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Wow, that was almost a
That should have been an interception.
yeah, it was almost a little bit of great catch or interception, but at the end. So at the end, you can say it was a great defensive play. Wow.
Eddie needs to prove that he belongs on this team.
There's that run defense. See, that's one of the things from last year. Our run
Get his ass. Get his ass. Get his ass. Montez Sweat, baby.
Man, you're like a play and a half ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm way ahead of you. I'm sorry. I get excited. There's a reason we pay this guy.
Nice.
Yeah, I am way ahead of you. I'm 4 minutes and 23 seconds.
Yeah, I'm at 4:53.
What are you at?
Oh, I'm about 30 seconds behind you.
Okay.
Maybe 40.
Now it's on commercial. Yeah, I only smoke like a half a cigarette. If I smoked the whole cigarette, I'd go through a pack. So I only smoke half.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get the punt. What a great defensive start. Hey, I don't think we're going to get a stream here, so why don't we
All
just we'll let everyone watch the game if they can. If we can get a stream, Mike comes on, we'll restart. If not, we'll just reconvene for our normal show on Wednesday night.
Sounds good, Ken.
All right. Well, hey,
You have a
everyone.
good night. Let me know. And
What?
if I don't hear from you guys, I'll talk to you Wednesday.
Oh yeah, you'll hear it from us. Trust me, every day. But everyone, hope you enjoyed the game. Thank you for listening and for watching the earlier show. And I'm gonna shut us down. Hope you all have a great evening. Bear down.
Bear down.